We're already halfway through 2025. I've had so many people call me, send me DMs, send me text messages. Dr. Ishu, we're already halfway through 2025. I've not made any smart investment move this year. I'm already behind. I feel behind. But I'll tell you, yes, you actually may be behind, because if you started investing earlier in the year, you probably would have started making returns by now on your investments. But I can also tell you for a fact that you are not late. I'm Dr. Ish. I'm an ex-banker, investment and asset strategist, and I've been helping Nigerians build wealth for over 20 years. Yes, I've invested in like 25 businesses, failed in the entire 25 businesses. I've done all sorts. I've sold a manner of things. I've been there, done that. And I use my experience and, of course, part of my trainings to help Nigerians to invest wisely. And today I'll be sharing with you 5 key investments that you must start in this year 2025. Okay, it's not compulsory, but at least you should try one or two of them in case you haven't started any investments at all this year. Is this something that you'd be interested in? Are you ready? They are low barrier, strategic, not hype. Then let's go. You're welcome to class. How are you doing today? As always, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you in class today. My name is Dr. Ishoma Elora Ona, also known as Dr. Ish, and you are welcome to Finance with Dr. Ish. Today, I will be speaking about a very, very important topic that is so necessary, so important, especially for salary earners, businessmen and women, or anybody inclined to wanting to grow their wealth, grow their finance, optimize their wealth, or at least make some level of second income, third income, fourth income, or as many as you can manage. And today's topic will be about the 5 investments you must make before 2025 ends. We just have about a few more months to go. But the truth of the matter is, even if you don't do this investment this year, you can still do them next year. They are evergreen investments, but they are also very necessary for anybody who is inclined or interested in building wealth. Now, why does this matter? Because being the second half of 2025, this is so crucial. Because December is a month many people are prone to spending high amounts, and then by January everybody is broke. One, the naira is shifting. The value of the naira has dropped so much. We all know what the current exchange rate of the naira to a dollar is, the exchange rate of the naira to pound, and the exchange rate of naira to euro and every other currency. We are feeling the pinch, and values of things as 100,000, 200,000, 10,000, 5,000, the things it could buy in 2022, 2023, 2024 are not the same value currently in 2025. So this topic is really important and something you should pay attention to. So please ensure you don't have any distractions. Take your pen and your paper and jot down the necessary things you need to implement after this class. Now, we've said that the naira is shifting, the global markets are moving, and the wealth favors action takers. Money is so fleeting. You can have it today and not have it tomorrow. However, being rich and being wealthy are two different concepts, but we're not going to digress too much on that. The important thing I need you to note here is that to build wealth, you need to be strategic, you need to plan ahead, and you need to make certain moves and implement them without hesitation. And this is the reason why we are saying, because of the current shift in naira and drop in value, inflation rates, the global markets moving, and wealth also favoring action takers. And trust me, action takers are favored in different areas of life, not just wealth. But in this case, I am encouraging you to take action. Now, we are looking at several things, and the first one will be the dollar savings platforms. Platforms like RiseVest, Bamboo, or a domiciliary account can help you to beat inflation, because at the end of the day, if you are able to prioritize platforms that offer 6 to 10% interest in USD. At the end of the day, you are able to beat, crack the code against the devaluation of the Naira. And this is the current reality in our country, our beautiful country, Nigeria. The Naira value has been dropping steadily over the past 10, if not more years, but it's gotten so bad recently, and it's very, very important that people need to take action. So dollar savings platform is one of the things you need to look into. If you've not looked into it, there are some suggestions here. Like I said, Rice Vest, Bamboo, or a very simple domiciliary account in a trusted bank that you have some level of faith in to help you beat inflation. You always have some certain level of interest that comes to it. And even when you have an emergency and you need to change the currency, you'll find out that you've gained a bit of good ground. Now, land banking on city outskirts. Just to bring you back a bit, for the dollar savings, this is something I personally do and have gained interest from it and still gaining. Land banking on city outskirts, you can buy underdeveloped land in growing zones like Ibeju Lekki. I have land there. Ibadan Axis, Port Harcourt expansion areas. Don't look at these areas as, oh, there's too much bush. Nothing is going on here. Only lions and chimpanzees and dogs are living here, and animals. Trust me, one day they will be habitable by human beings. It's best to buy them when their value is still pretty low, and then, because you have to, when you're building wealth, you have to think long term. The TPS look for estate plans with registered surveys and payment plans. So you don't need necessarily to go and get 50 million, 100 million. All you need to do is to get something within your range that gives you a payment plan and ensure that all proper documentation is in place so you don't get scammed, because real estate can be pretty tricky. So something that if you're going to go into, please go in with trusted consultants or real estate organizations. Now, cautious digital asset positioning. Crypto is risky, but small calculated positions in Bitcoin and ETH can hedge against devaluation. So the tip here is to use dollar cost averaging strategy. I don't want to speak too much on this because personally, I don't invest in crypto. Now, that's not to say it is bad, but it has a very high risk element. I am not very good with risk in terms of investments. And in the thing with the investment is we have low risk takers, medium risk takers, and high risk takers. So you need to evaluate which level or category you're in. And if you're a high risk taker, and you know that if you lose money, you're not going to have like high blood pressure or think of committing suicide, then go ahead, right? So it's just for you to understand your level of risk appetite and decide if this is an investment you want to, and which is the reason why I put a disclaimer here that it is a cautious digital asset position. I'm more favored to the dollar and dollar savings and to the land banking. Government saving bonds, this is something I also invest in as little as 500,000. Different banks, but I use stockbrokers in doing mine. And the federal bonds offer 11 to 14% annual returns with capital security, which means that the likelihood of you losing your money is as good as zero. And the tip here is to buy monthly through the debit management office window, also known as the DMO window. You don't need to do this directly, even if yes, you can't do it directly, but I always advise go through stockbrokers. There are a lot of registered stockbrokers, so that do your research anyway. But basically, what they will do for you is to monitor your investment, tell you when the bonds are maturing, advise you on the best rates to go for, the best bonds to, the best ways of gathering this investment, either the secondary markets or the primary markets, whichever one it may be. But federal bonds offer really good annual returns and they run for a certain amount of years. All you need to do is to get in touch with your stockbroker and do the necessary paperwork and documentation, invest and go to sleep while you are gaining your returns. Now, we also have the palm oil storage investment. I love this. I've done a full, I'll call it a full video, over 10 minutes video about investing in palm oil. This is something I'm also so passionate about, palm oil storage investment. All you need to do is to buy in bulk post-harvest,
meaning between the month of May and July, buy in bulk. You can buy as much as little as 50,000 naira, 100,000, and if you can afford millions, fantastic. But I always advise, if it's a business that you're not used to, start small so that you can understand the whole logistics, strategy, the risk, and see if it's something you want to continue with. And once you've done this, buying the product between May and July, then you can resell in quarter 4 for 30 to 50% ROI. Trust me, palm oil is a very sweet business, and a lot of people are quietly cashing out with this particular investment. The bonus tip here is to partner with aggregators and use insured warehousing, because it can easily go bad, and the value or the quality of the oil itself can affect the price you will sell in quarter 4. So you need to be very strategic here. And if you have any questions, or you want me to break down further or explain to you which would work best for you based on me knowing what your level of risk is, how much capital you have to play with, and the time span you'd wish to play with this investment, you can send me a DM. Either you send me a message, drop a comment on YouTube, or send me a DM on Instagram or LinkedIn, and I will definitely give you feedback and send you an email with the necessary information. Or if you need me to be your financial advisor to show you how to manage your wealth, I will definitely do that. So which investment fits you best? Your capital size is what will determine. Your risk appetite was what will determine. Your cash flow needs is what will determine. And your long-term goals is what will determine. So what a salary earner would invest will be different from what a full-time business person would invest. It's different from what a business person of 2-3 years and a business person of 10-20 years would invest. Of course, other variables are involved in terms of your personal needs, your cash flow needs, and if you like small risk or big risk. But whichever the case is, out of this investment, there is definitely one for you. It just depends on what suits you best and the level of research you are willing to go through. Quick recap here: 5 must-make moves. Dollar savings platforms, which is something I have keyed into and I highly recommend. Land banking, I have several investments in this area, and this is something that you can also make good money out of. They run 500,000, 1 million and above, and they give you really good interest rates. The digital assets are there. We spoke about crypto, high risk, and it's something that I usually don't advise, but yes, people are actually making monies out of it. And then we have the federal government bonds. Wonderful, wonderful investments with very, very little or no risk at all. And then we have the palm oil business. So any of these 5, you can key it into these businesses right now, and trust me, you will start making very, very good returns. So you need to know how to map your wealth with clarity, choose investments by capital and risk, and of course you can download the document using the link in the video description. And if for some reason you can't maneuver your way around, please send me a message so that I can send it to you directly. And you can join my Money Wise tribe on Telegram, or you send me a DM via YouTube or Instagram and LinkedIn as well, and I would be so honored to give you the necessary information. Or if it's a one-on-one consultation you want to have with me, I will make myself available. Thank you very much.
One good decision could change your financial trajectory, while one bad decision could as well be the beginning of the end. So these 5 key investments could be a game changer for you. You never can tell. So if you're interested in getting the checklist on the capital investments you need, the risk involved, and of course the timeline, then you can send me a DM or drop a comment in the comment section, 2025 investments, and I'll send it to you if you are interested. Or better still, you could join the Money Wise tribe. But there's one thing I want you to remember: don't just hustle, build, think long term when it comes to investment. Remember, sometimes you need to do what they call delayed gratification. Subscribe so that you can continue getting investment strategies, wealth building strategies every week on this channel.